Welcome to the CompTIA A+ Prepcast presented by baremetalcyber.com. Wireless networking depends heavily on how frequency bands are used, managed, and optimized. Wi-Fi operates on unlicensed spectrum, meaning that anyone can use the frequencies without obtaining special permissions as long as they follow local regulations. The two most widely used frequency bands in wireless networking are 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. These bands are at the center of many configuration, troubleshooting, and optimization tasks. The CompTIA A+ Core 1 exam expects candidates to understand how these frequency bands influence wireless network design, speed, signal coverage, and overall reliability in various environments. The 2.4 GHz band is characterized by a longer wavelength, which gives it superior range compared to 5 GHz. Because of this, it can travel farther and penetrate obstacles like walls more effectively. However, this band offers lower bandwidth, meaning that the maximum data transfer rate it can support is slower than that of 5 GHz. The 2.4 GHz band is often used in residential networks for general browsing and for devices that don't require high data throughput. The broader range but limited speed makes it ideal for basic network connectivity in large or obstructed spaces. One of the major drawbacks of the 2.4 GHz band is its vulnerability to interference. Many everyday devices operate on this frequency, including microwave ovens, cordless phones, baby monitors, and Bluetooth devices. In dense residential or office environments, these sources of interference can lead to signal degradation. This can manifest as dropped packets, slower connection speeds, or intermittent connectivity. Technicians must be aware of these potential conflicts when diagnosing wireless problems in environments that rely heavily on 2.4 GHz networking. The structure of channels in the 2.4 GHz band further contributes to performance issues. The band contains 14 channels that are spaced only 5 MHz apart. Because each Wi-Fi channel is 20 MHz wide, adjacent channels overlap. In the United States, only channels 1, 6, and 11 are considered non-overlapping. If multiple access points in the same area are using overlapping channels, signal interference is almost guaranteed. A+ candidates must be able to identify this channel overlap and understand how to avoid it when configuring wireless networks. In contrast, the 5 GHz band uses shorter wavelengths, which results in higher data throughput. This allows for faster wireless communication and improved performance for bandwidth-intensive applications. However, 5 GHz signals are more susceptible to attenuation, meaning that they lose strength more quickly when passing through walls or other obstructions. Because of this, 5 GHz is best suited for open areas or situations where high speeds are required within short distances from the access point. One of the major advantages of the 5 GHz band is the abundance of non-overlapping channels. Depending on the region and the regulatory body, there may be as many as 23 non-overlapping channels available. These additional channels reduce the likelihood of interference, especially in dense environments with many access points. The 5 GHz band also supports wider CHANNELS 40, 80, or even 160 MHz, allowing significantly more data to be transmitted at once. However, some of these channels are designated as DFS or dynamic frequency selection, which means they may be shared with radar systems and require special handling. When comparing the two bands, it's important to weigh the trade-offs between speed and range. The 2.4 GHz band provides greater coverage and is more effective at penetrating obstacles, making it better for larger spaces or areas with multiple walls. The 5 GHz band delivers faster speeds and cleaner signal quality, but has a shorter effective range. Technicians must choose the appropriate frequency based on the physical environment, device requirements, and user expectations. The right choice improves performance and reduces support calls. Dual-band and tri-band wireless devices are designed to support both frequency ranges simultaneously. Dual-band devices operate on 2.4 and 5 GHz, allowing connected clients to choose the most suitable band for their needs. Tri-band devices take this a step further by including two separate 5 GHz radios in addition to one 2.4 GHz radio. This configuration allows for better load balancing and higher overall throughput in networks with many wireless clients. Devices equipped with multiple radios can also dynamically assign devices to different bands to optimize performance. Roaming behavior between wireless bands is another key consideration, especially in environments with mobile users. Devices that support both bands may switch from one to the other as signal strength or quality changes. This is often done automatically, but many enterprise networks use features like AP steering or band steering to encourage clients to connect to the optimal band. Seamless switching improves the user experience by maintaining a stable connection during movement, reducing dropouts and interruptions in service. The 2.4 GHz frequency band is best suited for low-bandwidth tasks and long-range communication. Activities such as web browsing, sending emails, or syncing background data typically do not require high throughput, making this band ideal. It also performs better in environments filled with physical obstacles, such as homes with multiple walls or offices with solid partitions. Many Internet of Things devices like smart thermostats, sensors, and cameras default to 2.4 GHz due to its extended range and hardware compatibility. On the other hand, the 5 GHz band excels at supporting high-bandwidth activities that require sustained speed and minimal latency. Applications such as video streaming, large file transfers, online gaming, and video conferencing benefit significantly from the lower interference and higher data rates offered by this frequency. Although the range is more limited and it doesn't penetrate solid objects as well, it performs best in open spaces or in smaller environments where the user stays close to the access point. In wireless network configuration, frequency selection can often be controlled manually. Many access points allow administrators to force clients to use either the 2.4 or 5 GHz band. While some systems use automatic band selection, this doesn't always yield the best performance. Manual tuning might include assigning separate SSIDs to each band, which allows users or devices to connect intentionally to the desired frequency. This is especially useful when troubleshooting persistent signal problems or optimizing network performance in mixed-use environments. To assist in planning and maintaining wireless networks, technicians often use tools that analyze Wi-Fi bands and signal conditions. Wireless analyzers reveal which channels are congested and help determine whether channel overlap or rogue access points are causing interference. Heat mapping tools visualize signal coverage across a floor plan, while channel scanners can help identify which frequencies are overutilized. These tools are instrumental in proper access point placement and help ensure consistent coverage and performance. Signal overlap is one of the most common sources of degraded wireless performance. When multiple access points operate on the same or overlapping channels, their signals interfere with one another, reducing available bandwidth and increasing latency. Devices may disconnect, experience slow speeds, or struggle to maintain a consistent connection. Proper channel planning, especially in 2.4 GHz networks, is essential to avoid co-channel and adjacent channel interference. This is often a root cause of wireless instability in dense office or residential environments. Band steering is a performance optimization technique used to manage client distribution across available frequency bands. When enabled, access points encourage dual-band capable clients to connect to the 5 GHz band, leaving the more congested 2.4 GHz band available for older or range-bound devices. This helps balance load across the network and can significantly improve throughput and user experience. Band steering is typically configured through wireless controller interfaces or directly in the firmware settings of the access point. From a security perspective, both 2.4 and 5 GHz bands support standard encryption methods like WPA2 and WPA3. However, the shorter range of 5 GHz can be an advantage in environments concerned with external threats, as the signal is less likely to leak beyond the intended area. Segmenting traffic by frequency can also help enforce policy separation, such as assigning guests to 2.4 gigahertz and internal users to 5 gigahertz. Encryption and authentication methods must be consistent across bands to maintain seamless user experience and security. Device compatibility is a key concern when deploying a wireless network. Older laptops, smartphones, and printers may only support the 2.4 GHz band, whereas newer devices can take full advantage of 5 GHz or even Wi-Fi 6 performance. Dual-band routers bridge the gap by offering access to both frequency bands, ensuring backward compatibility while still enabling modern performance. Technicians must consider the age and capabilities of connected devices when selecting hardware or configuring network settings. Regional wireless regulations also affect how frequencies and channels can be used. Not all Wi-Fi channels are permitted in every country. Devices sold in one region may not be legally compliant in another if used without proper adjustment. Dynamic frequency selection, or DFS, channels are shared with radar systems in many areas and must meet specific requirements to avoid interference. Some consumer-grade access points disable these channels by default, while enterprise equipment often includes settings to manage DFS compliance properly. To summarize, the 2.4 and 5 GHz wireless frequency bands each offer unique advantages and limitations. The 2.4 GHz band provides better range and compatibility, while the 5 GHz band offers higher speeds and less interference. The decision between the two depends on factors such as building layout, client capabilities, and bandwidth requirements. Effective use of tools, proper configuration of access points, and understanding band behavior are all essential for achieving optimal wireless performance. These concepts are regularly tested in the A+ exam and form the foundation for wireless troubleshooting and network design. Thank you for listening. Please visit baremetalcyber.com for more cybersecurity information, podcasts, books, and more.